didn't fancy it. Probably would have got instant suppressed, given that this is 2.601 and flamers and just engineers in general do tend to get instant suppressed rather unfortunately. Another mine goes off. That was laid by the American player by those pyros. They must have avoided it until they finished the cap and nearly goes down. He's not even got a pixel of health, that poor pioneer. And that is indeed a med bunker sitting just outside or just inside the Vermont place. And there is a pack now out as well. So I mean, with the pack and the sniper and the MG42, it's not game over. But if he loses that sniper, which he may well do, if he doesn't get the hell out of there, that was lucky. Yeah, obviously a lapse in concentration or something there. But very, very fortunate that he just happened to be around the corner and the barred rifles didn't manage to get a full burst off on him. And we got some American medics running out, and yeah, that's from the med station that's running around. And what do you know, we have a Sherman out just as we get the pack out though, so not a total, it's not going to be able to totally roll him, but one pack certainly isn't enough to kill a Sherman. Maybe with the 2 Volk squads he can get some Faust off in the rear armor maybe, but I don't know, this isn't looking great for him. The rough squad just gets chased off a little bit there. Was that another mine getting set off or a sniper shot? I can't tell. But and we do have a first Gren squad out. I'm going to assume that was from the med bunker, all those Volks getting wiped out by strafe. He'll probably, yeah, he's seen the Sherman now, he knows it's coming. He's got his pack ready and waiting though, so the Sherman's not going to just go charging in there, which is the best thing to do right now. He doesn't know what's out there, he doesn't know how many packs, or if any, that he's going to be facing, but it's probably not worth the risk of losing a very expensive Sherman at this point. You can see Vermont players just going out to try and expand this very small area that he's managed to cap so far. Sniper's opening up, but the Sherman is more than a match for that MG42. But the pack's opening up now though at max range. Gets 2 nice shots out of cloak. It's going to stay there. He wants to kill that MG42, but it's 3 cloak pack shots, which takes him down to about 20% health. Barred Rifle's just chasing off his pioneers there, who just about managed to get away with just one man with very, very low health. Med bunker is still just harvesting its men for grenadiers, which is going to be pretty pivotal in getting this stuff back. Oh, and that was a strafe on a sniper. That generally doesn't make you particularly popular, especially around game replays, but it's a viable strategy nonetheless, I suppose. Double nades on nothing, interesting move. But he actually had a second sniper out, so I guess it's not all bad. But 3 snipers in one game, and you lose 2 of them. I'm not sure if he's really made his cost back on them either. So I'm not quite sure about whether keeping on remaking these snipers is such a great idea, but who knows? Who knows? Pack is actually eating barred rifles and losing quite a bit of health, but the secondary sniper is able to pick off these suppressed rifles. If only he had a mortar right now, he could really put the pain down with these rifles, but he probably doesn't have the manpower for it. Now he's very low manpower, constantly being drained of manpower, and his sniper is a little bit of a bad situation there. He's got these 2 Volk squads though, and as long as he keeps recycling them into the med bunker, then he's going to be able to build up a fairly decent infantry force eventually. But as we can see, it's another sea of red, 2 VPs in American hands, taking the Vermont player down to 275 VPs. Not a great position to be in. In fact, it's a terrible position to be in because obviously the Vermont player is also gaining virtually no resources. Just plus 10, plus 20, it's not very good. But he's got a Shrek, he's got a pack, 2 packs even, so he's ready to deal with the inevitable Sherman that will soon be repaired back to full strength. But even so, it's going to be really, really tricky to come back from this in a sort of offensive way, because a sniper, an MG, and a couple of Volks aren't going to do a whole lot against barred rifles and, you know, flamer MGs and of course the Sherman. More pioneers retreated by the barred rifles. Grenadiers obviously didn't fancy that with only 3 men. No, I don't think those Volks are going to be able to do very much either, especially not when they're down at half health. So we can see he's obviously managed to get himself a free rifle squad from that med station. The med bunker is just churning out the casualties right now. That's another Volk squad, so obviously he's not prepared to start spending 300 manpower a pop for to buy Grens for himself. But of course, when you can just buy Volk grenadiers and be strafed and be turned into med bunker food, I suppose it's a pretty decent deal for you. And here's max range getting taken out. Bit of focus fire on those medics, bit of Geneva Convention breaking, always a good thing. Because obviously killing those guys is pretty important if you don't want to be facing a horde of rifles in absolutely no time at all. Here comes the Sherman again, being very cautious this time, not wanting to just run straight up into some 2 packs and some Shreks and all sorts. And he's going to be able to probably snipe out these Volks and get a couple of kills there without taking too much damage himself. Those NGs were forced to retreat by that stupid Volksgrenadier suppression thing that they tend to give. Lots of bars have been dropped, I noticed. 2 bars dropped. He's really, I mean, the American player's really been strapped for manpower in a lot of these situations. Another nade, nicely dodged, but he's going to get suppressed here, and he's so low health as well. That was another strafe. He almost loses Shrek Sword, but doesn't quite lose it. Bit of a retreat bug there, but hopefully they'll retreat in a moment. But that looked really horrible. Fortunately for him, though, with those 2 medics running in and out, he's going to be having his next Gren squad in no time at all. That was a very weird bug. I don't really get why that Gren squad didn't retreat. That has me baffled. Ditto the Pioneer squad. Oh well. That Shaman's still roaming around, still hasn't taken any shots just yet, but he's going to eat a rear armor shot and a cloak. Maybe? Nope, he obviously didn't have the LOS for it. Or he was on whole fire or something like that. The Wagner player is now up to 6 VPs, so depending on what doctrine he's got, that's enough to buy something fairly meaty now. He could get himself some storms and a stew if he went blitz. But I know for a fact that he is in fact gone Terror, and I think if he's already bought Zeal, then that will be... I think he's only 1 VP away from getting himself a KT, which is obviously awesome, because KTs are pretty sexy. That Gren still refuses to retreat. This is very bizarre. Must be something to do with that pack blocking the way or something like that. Another bunker in the middle. I suppose he's just going to try, the Wagner player is just going to try and sort of bunker crawl his way up now, which is probably the best plan. He's going to have to play defensively, but sort of use bunkers to his advantage and all that sort of stuff. Keeping the Sherman at bay with the packs. Obviously the Sherman doesn't want to get into the fight at the moment, even though it's just Volks out there right now. Sniper's playing a dangerous game now, staying on top of his own mine, but all the same, having the Allied Sniper out is going to make things very interesting, because obviously that means we've gone WSC. So we can expect some, well, maybe a mortar to try and take out these... oh, that's another strafe, but didn't do so much. I think that only killed 1, maybe 2 guys there. Probably a waste of munitions, all things considered. Gren's engaging here again. Oh, don't sit in green cover. Ugh. So as we all know, children, green cover is not good versus flames. Now this Sherman is just trying to sort of low charge this pack here, turning his rear armor. Interesting move. And yeah, he's got a damaged engine now. So if that pack gets turned, I'm going to say that his life expectancy is going to drop quite significantly. The BB's now being capped as well. Fired rifles there as well. These rifles could probably afford to throw a nade in there, but there's just Gren's getting churned out all the time. These Vet 1 Gren's out the med bunker with all the strafe going down. He might even lose a rifle squad here. They're getting picked up, but it didn't get focus fired. He went down to 1 man, but wasn't focus fired. Sniper's still able to get a few shots off. He's sniping the MG out of the bunker. He really needs to get out of the bunker as well, unless he wants to lose the gun. Retreats more rifles. His flank is rapidly disappearing as the horde of grenadiers manages to hold it back. Sniper did manage to take out the MG42, which means the Avant player is down to a grand total of 0 MG42s, which is not a great place you want to be against a sort of a large number of rifles. More rifles. One of them's fresh, so I assume more men churned out at the med station. Sherman did just about manage to get away though, very surprising. It probably would have been dead if that pack had moved earlier, but unfortunately not. And with 7 VPs, I think we could be seeing a KT very, very shortly. more barred rifle fire. It's really nasty at this kind of medium to long range, or medium range here. It's just really horrible. More nades, but nicely dodged there. And there's Vet 1 for some more rifles. There's just so many rifles all over the place. And any nades that he throws do tend to do quite a bit of damage. He's down to just one man on his Vet 1 rifle squad. He really needs to retreat them. If he gets focus fired, he's gonna be painful. But just managed to get out of there, and Sniper is playing a very dangerous game now. I don't know who he expects to protect him. His own medics? Medics carrying weapons? Interesting. Grens are rushing after the Sniper. They've decloaked him. He retreats. He should be okay unless he eats a full volley on retreat. Oh, he does get picked off. That was very unlucky. And of course, we did see a second Sniper there out from the US player just a moment ago. I've lost sight of him now. He was around here though a moment ago. I saw him. Okay, so we've gone down right-hand side of the territory now with Prop War and 4 VPs. So presumably he's gone for Zeal, because he'd have to be mad not to get Zeal with this amount of vanilla infantry. And I mean, you really have to applaud the Vant player here for sort of managing to push out so far, and sort of managing to sort of expand his sphere of influence to roughly 40% of the map now. But here comes the rifle horde, and those Volks are just going to get absolutely murdered by them. And his Grens are still only Vet 1, so they get a little bit of health regen with Vet 1, but it's nothing like Vet 2 when they start getting elite armor and start resisting barred rifle fire very, very nicely. But of course, with this number of flames around and the Sniper, probably best to just leave him at Vet 1, all things considered. It's just a constant recycling of men here. You can see all this fighting is taking place right around the med bunker. So all the American player is really doing at this point is feeding the med bunker. He's getting himself some veterancy in the process. Well, I suppose it's not all bad, but feeding the med bunker is never something you want to do now. Bringing, I mean, look at that number of Grens here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then another one just popped out to make it 6 Gren squads, plus a load of Volks as well, 3 Volk squads that are constantly, you know, they're so cheap that they really are medic food, especially when the strafe starts coming in. Prop War used nicely to get rid of about half the force, bringing it down to just 2 rifle squads here. Sherman still not getting back into the fight, but I guess he doesn't fancy the packs. Sniper's now got Vet 1 from the US player, and those rifles really need to retreat. He's got Grins in his retreat path there as well, so he doesn't want to eat a full barrage or anything like that. And that's the KT. I think we must have... No, we haven't called in the KT just yet. I think he's actually out of pop cap. Is the reason why that's grayed out. Sniper took a very close pot shot, and actually the Sherman finished him off. That brings him on to Vet 2 now for the Sniper. And the Sherman, as I said, just managed to finish up their Gren squad. But of course, finishing off Gren squads when there are 2 med bunkers just running in and out and turning all of these guys into zombies isn't really particularly beneficial. Now, the American player's cutoff point has been taken here. Unfortunately for him, it's not actually going to do anything unless he takes this middle point here. As we can see, the Vant player does have a flow of resources through that long stretching middle point there. However, with that now decapped, although the American player swiftly recaps it there and is going to swiftly recap that VP on the left-hand side as well. But with the top VP and now the middle VP in Axis hands, we are going to start the ticker down for the ally player now, who is on 390 VPs. He's still fairly comfortable, a lot more comfortable than the 179 VP Vant player, but neither player is in really dire straits at this point. More nice sniper usage, bringing him up to 13 kills, and I believe that is the KT on the field. Yep, here we go. KT, of course, is the strongest unit in the game. Doesn't necessarily make it the best, but it does have the most health, 2,000 health,